Good morning. Actually, it's good afternoon. Good Lord. Um, got a few things going on today, and although we're not modeling, we got a little moist day going on here, and the plan was to do some painting, uh, maybe just a little bit of getting the actual primer coat on. Well, the humidity is making like a Hoover vacuum and just sucking it, so it is what it is. So I'm in my playroom, so to speak, or game room, or man cave. Well, it's not a man cave, it's far from it. It's just a room. Uh, but what we do have all going on today, I've got the old Rec Tech 500 outside with about 17 pounds of Boston butt doing its thing. I've just put a slab of ribs on baby backs and just letting it do work. It's one of my passions. I love barbecue. I know you can't tell that I'm so thin. Don, fat man from Alabama, you're an amateur on fat, bro. Be real. So, that's it. A couple of different projects that we're actually all working on is we have the not Pro Street, but it's actually like the Street Outlaw version for Central Virginia Modelers. That's a group on Facebook. Various different people in it. Got my good buddy, it's local. Donald Glass is in it, and I have a fellow from Lynchburg. He's in it. So give it a check out. We'll probably add you whether you're from here or not. And hopefully you like what you want and like what you see and stay around. Some of the other projects is going on. Of course, the USAC build is in progress. It's really not really in progress. It's kind of sitting there. And needless to say, there has been some, the work on it, what the idea is going to be, and looking just to see how I want to respond to the back end. Again, it's going to be like a track racer that runs a VIR. I work there part-time in the security department. It's really not as much security as it is just customer service, being good to the people, being, there when they have problems and needs and issues. So working there, you get to see a lot of neat things. And one of the things you get to see a lot of is these guys who have taken old cars, Mustangs, Camaros, different things, and they've kind of just like made them track cars to where they got a little bit of motor to them, got a little bit of a racing tire deal going on, and they go out there and have a good time. Got a couple of pictures of that I'll show at another date. One of the guys there, one of the teams there that I really like, local Samora, North Carolina guy, Silver Hair Racing. It's a Trans Am 2 team. Has a kid there that second time at VIR, he went out and practiced and beat the track record for that style car very well. I don't know if he won the race here that we just had recently, but I'm the guy that's always standing at the skid pad, so I don't get to see much and know who wins, but I do get to see the cars every so often. That was a good weekend, the Trans Am weekend, because had a lot of dealings with Joe Nemechek, one or two times with Boris Said, Derek Cope. So it was a blast. It was a huge blast. And the one guy that from back in the day, of course, Mike Cope was there. That's one dude. And Butch Miller. Not a lot of people can remember Butch Miller. And when he shows up in his RV that day for sign-in, I'm like, how you doing, Butch? And he just looks and like, how do you know who I am? Well, I'm a late model guy. I love the Southern late model. I love that, like the old ASA series, the older stuff is just, that's my cup of tea. And Butch used to run ASA. He was actually went into the Hooters Pro Cup division when it opened up, and him and Marty Lindley, which is Butch Lindley's son. They were all huge people back there in the Hooters Cup Racing Series, which has now become the Cars Tour, and kind of like a good old hotbed of late model racing in South Boston, Virginia. So there you go. We got the national champion that raced at South Boston. That's Lane Riggs. He's out of a little place just the other side of Roxborough, North Carolina, a little less than an hour away from where I live. So they're really good people, and that's kind of important. So what I had on my mind today is that at no point in time have I done a shop card, and I've only gotten one, and that's from Don. And my biggest problem was I said, number one, what I want to call it, because my YouTube channel is going to be more than just model cars. But in watching everybody else's, I think that that's, fine. But the model car shop part is what I'm going to address. And I grew up here in Halifax County, Virginia, which is the county that South Boston is in. And there's a lot of racing history from here. Just huge amounts of short tracks. Petty was here on many different occasions, whether it was we just had little speedways popped up all around the county. Of course, VIR is actually a Virginia International Raceway. It kind of sits down real close, like in the corner between Danville, Pittsylvania County, Halifax County, and North Carolina. And of course, Paul Newman, just a plethora of people have been there and raced over the years. But again, I grew up in Halifax County, and I've lived here, let's just call it, all my life. So what I decided is the road I grew up on now has the name of Pierce's Trail. And I don't know where they came up with that name, because growing up, I never, ever heard it called anything next to the Pierce's Trail or anything of that nature. So I grew up as it being 772. The road number was 772, and we lived at the end of the road. In the yard was the sign, End State Maintenance. So I come up with, it's going to be 772 model garage and model shop. I haven't really decided hardcore on that yet, but with that, I've already come up with some artwork that I want to do. It's probably not going to be a model on the first set of cards. It'll probably be just some artwork that I think is cool. I'm a C10, 60 C10 guy. I really love the way they look. And so it's probably going to be one of those. It could be a Camaro, but I'm really leaning towards that C10. So I'm not going to drag it out any longer. I just wanted to kind of like check in, because I haven't done anything in, a week or so. And basically, since I put up the video about the TAM show in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, it was an okay show. I was expecting more, and I reckon I just oversold it to myself. And it was still neat. They had some really good cars on there that just kind of spurred interest. The matte black General Lee car, where the guy had taken the decals and basically made them, it was all matte black and grays. So I thought that was really neat. It just really spurned that interest on that. So again, shout out to the people who held that. Hopefully everything be good for next year. We don't have any more political stuff to have to go through, COVID, etc. And hopefully we'll get moving on. Probably within the next, just to kind of finish out that one thought, is the shop cards hopefully be sometime in the next few weeks. Next 2 or 3 in particular. I'm going to try to order them first of next week. I'm going to work on the artwork on that today. So people, look, thank you for looking at my channel, and I appreciate it. I know it's a little jiggly, moving, bouncing, acting crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm just trying to learn, figure this stuff out. Trying to say an old dog can learn, new tricks. So again, I appreciate your time to watch this, like, subscribe, etc., like everybody else says. And look, when you build a model, build it the way you want it. A lot of other channels say it, but really do, because I think that's what kept me from building over the years, is I was just never satisfied. I felt I couldn't perform the paint job. So build for you. And if you like it and you love it, that's all you can ask. YouTube, thank you. Y'all have a great day.